the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown.
And everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into this, the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. The college basketball regular season has wrapped up, and we are headed into the conference tournaments. A lot of those already going on. The SEC tournament will begin on Wednesday, and then we will be looking forward to the NCAA tournament next week. Boy, that's always a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, of course, huge game to end the regular season. Alabama at Auburn. Alabama gets a shot at the buzzer. Mark Sears makes that. They win that game in overtime, 93-91. We can talk about that a little bit. Of course, Luke always shows up after a big game like that. So we'll talk about that a little bit, bounce around, talk about anything you'd like to talk about tonight. It's a free game. The lines are open.
He's not lying.
I'm not lying. No. Softball season's underway. Softball SEC season, baseball season about to get underway in conference season as well.
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Who's Auburn have this weekend?
Auburn
Vandy?
has Texas. Auburn has Vanderbilt in baseball. Yeah.
So I think
have
Bama's
Texas.
going to A&M. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that is, hey, here you go. Probably the number 2 team in the country. I don't know.
Well, Auburn has in softball they have Texas A&M, and then they get Texas. Good luck.
Yeah, it's the way the SEC is.
Swept by Mississippi State, so
It's just the way the SEC is and everything. It does mean more. I don't, and this game this past weekend I thought meant more. I don't care who you pull for. It's the best game in college basketball this year. I was with my 18-year-old daughter and my 8-year-old daughter at the house watching it while my wife was getting ready to go somewhere, and everybody was just on the edge of their seats. I mean, there were so many moments. I mean, like every possession felt big.
It felt like a tournament game.
I mean, like both teams made like crucial rebounds. People that you didn't think would step up stepped up. People that I don't think anybody necessarily played poorly. And that's the other thing. It wasn't like, oh, Janai Broome didn't have a good game. No, he had one of his best games of the year, if not the best game of the year.
He bounced back. That was because he had coming off 2 single-digit games. He needed this one. He needed this one to really get back in the kind of groove of things, and I thought he did.
I definitely think he did. I mean, he had 2 big 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Late in the game. Mark Sears, who was really shut down for the most part, great job by Denver Jones. And then he's the one that hits the game winner going to his left, which is the absolute one thing you don't want him to do. It just had massive blocks. It had fantastic dunks. It had all kind of controversy. It had everything you want. It had, it's funny to me because Brett and I talked about on Saturday Sports Countdown that morning that we're a little disappointed because it felt like the coaches were downplaying the game. Bruce Pearl even had a sentence something like, if we lose this game, ... whatever. And I was thinking, what a weird thing to say. I never hear coaches say, if we lose. That's just something I think is sort of a subconscious, I don't want to put it in the universe type thing. But then Nate Oates said sort of the same thing. It wasn't verbatim, but it was really the same kind of attitude. And so it was a little disappointing heading into the game. I was sort of like, I'd love to win. It's an uphill task. We look like we're out of gas. Auburn's going to be playing for senior day. And so, this probably isn't going to end well. and then it turned into the best game of the year. I mean, it was really one of those games, honest to God, that I remember the old Duke North Kakalaki games where you have Stackhouse might do a reverse dunk over somebody, or Bobby Hurley hits a big three, or Grant Hill does something phenomenal, or Vince Carter, or any of those guys, right? And Rasheed Wallace, and this Zion Williamson. But this felt like that. And even no matter what, even though most of the time those two teams were in the top 10 or whatever, but that game always meant something. And you could see it, the passion just oozes from the screen. And I think this game felt like that. And it may be somewhat of a changing of
matchup. I mean, it should have been a good game.
It definitely should have been a good game. There's no doubt. But I'm saying, how often have we seen Alabama-Auburn games? And look, Alabama and Auburn have had good games last 2 decades, right? But those good games sometimes end 49-48 in favor of somebody. And, I mean, you're like, holy cow, I'm just glad somebody ended up winning so I didn't have to – my eyes are burning.
Right.
This game – I mean, I looked at Twitter right afterwards, and everybody was like, okay, basketball gods, give us more of this. Give us more Alabama-Auburn. And it's really cool. It was a proud moment for the state, if you ask me. So
yeah. I think there's a fair chance these teams will see each other again.
Well, it'd be wild because I'll tell you, Nashville wouldn't be ready for it. Then San Antonio definitely wouldn't be ready for it.
No, it will explode.
Sure. let's hope it can happen. It just had everything you want, and now I think the rivalry is turned up a notch even more. The two coaches. I mean, I'm not sure if Nate and Bruce Pearl are friends or not. It feels kind of like they tolerate each other. But they both have their, they both can get on the other fan base's nerves. There's no doubt about that. And I guess that's what makes it good. I mean, you know what? Jeff Lebo never got on my nerves, and I bet you Anthony Grant never got on yours.
No.
So, I mean, we
were both fans of the opposite coach. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, whatever his name is, the football coach never got on my nerves. God, I can't even remember it now.
I don't even know.
The coach who Hugh Freeze took over for.
I am aware.
Yeah, just say it.
I can't.
I want you to say it.
I don't mention his name.
It's like Voldemort. Of course, you had the Chad Baker-Mazara stuff, and
if he just quit slapping people in the head, he'd be okay.
Well, honestly, when he did slap Chris Youngblood in the face, I thought, yeah, looking at it this way, I think he knew what he was doing, but I don't think you can call that. And they didn't. Nah. And they didn't. I think he knew what he was doing. I will go to my grave believing that, because it's also him. It's like if Lambeer did something, he sort of. But anyway, the elbow to the back of the head thing, what bothers me so much about it is he did it twice. And in football, if you do something like that, you're tossed, you got all these, and I guess he was tossed and they got penalties, but it's just the worst thing you could ever do. And it feels like there are not enough people talking about it. If you elbow somebody right at the base of your back of your skull, it's pretty bad thing to do. And I heard Stephen Burrell on the next round today, and it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And then he gave 25 reasons why it happened. Just say it's inexcusable. We can all live with that. And I don't think they're going to suspend him, and, so be it, whatever. But it's not like this is his first rodeo. And the other thing that's he's 25. I mean, do you think he's going to be any different when he's playing pickup at 40?
No.
No, this is what he is. I mean, everybody will say, well, everybody can change. And then somebody will say, well, maybe Chris Youngblood tugged on his shirt a little earlier. Yeah, we talk about that all the time, too, about in football where you try and tug on somebody's shirt. And you know what? If people do target Chad Baker-Mazara to try and light a fire under him, I think it's the exact same as trying to make somebody go left who's a right-hander. You want them to do what they don't want to do. And when you do that, that's good coaching. That's good. And you're just trying to get an advantage the best way you can. There's nothing wrong with trying to provoke somebody as long as you do it within the rules. And at 25, you would hope somebody would be a little bigger than that. I mean, that's all you can say.
Well, no, I mean, look, I want him to be that. I mean, he is who he is, like you said, and he does everything for Auburn. He's the kind of excuse me. He's the guy in the middle. I mean, he kind of stirs the drink. He's does a little bit of everything for Auburn. Auburn definitely needs him. They're not going to make it all the way. They're not going to get to where they want to go without him. They need him to do that. I just wish I wish he'd just stop hitting people. I mean, stop slapping people. Stop and look. I mean, it wasn't like that time. Who was it? J.R. Reed elbowed A.C. Green. Like
oh God,
the forearm.
God, was that J.R. Reed?
I think it was, wasn't it?
Oh, it could have. And
Was
AC,
that his name?
You know, and A.C. Green's a preacher, by the way.
Yeah,
remember
really.
that?
I mean, yeah, everybody liked A.C. Green. He was a nice guy. But I mean, did he hit him in the back of the head? Yes. Was it the worst thing in the world? No. I mean, it was a bump more than it was a.
But no. It was a bump because of circumstance, in the sense that if you watch it, he reared back to get more.
Well,
and it just so happened that I feel like the action caused Chris Youngblood to go up a little, so he didn't get as clean of a shot. That's what I feel like.
It looked like, I mean, they kept throwing it in slow motion, but it looked like, yes, he did bump him. I'll say that. I mean, again, it wasn't like a knockout shot. But it was. He should have been thrown out. I fully agree. I'm fine with that. But I just wish you'd stop doing that. And I don't know as he's going to. He might get thrown out in the NCAA tournament. If he does, I mean, it is what it is. I guess.
Forgive me, and you may remember, but I think last year Alabama played Florida, and I don't want to say who it was, because if it's somebody still on the team and I'm wrong, then I look terrible. But somebody for Alabama sort of pushed a Florida guy's head into the court. And if I remember right, I don't know that anything happened to him that game, but they reviewed it, and I think he was suspended for a game. I think I'm almost positive of that. I'm too old to remember a lot of this stuff. Hell, I'm older than Chad Baker Mazzara. But if it feels like to me that's something the SEC should do. Is say you just and it won't hurt Auburn at all. It won't hurt them at all. It doesn't matter who they play in this first game. They're going to beat them, and it doesn't matter anywhere they're the first. I think it would appease everybody if he were suspended for a game. That makes a ton of sense to me. Some people will say, well, isn't the suspension enough? In being thrown out enough? I think it would be for just about any other player. He has earned this reputation. Nobody has earned it more than he has. And if you don't set a precedent of like, hey, there's more punishment to this. Like if you keep doing it, we can't just keep throwing you out of the game every time. That's not enough. You're not learning. You need something else. And if they don't do that, then I think, okay, you've set a precedent. And I just hope. I feel like that's the right thing to do, but I mean, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think it is. Somebody was saying right after the game that he would be suspended for the next game, but
no,
I guess that's not.
I think that's sort of like the targeting thing, you know.
Okay.
But did his happen in the? Well, no, it was in the second half, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But I mean, what is that going to do? You send him out I hate that rule in targeting too.
Yeah.
I mean. Again, I hate the targeting thing so much dumber to me because most of the time I feel like that's incidental contact. There was nothing incidental about this.
No.
If it's malicious, you should be penalized. They don't penalize them enough. If it's incidental, they penalize them too much. You know?
Up against our first break here. Love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Why don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started. On tonight's show, we are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great food, great people, great atmosphere there at JR's Sports Bar and Grill.
Andy just coughed up a liver, if any of y'all are interested.
Thank you.
It's the worst experience I've ever had here. I've been through the kick six and everything else, and Auburn's Final Four runs, and it's the worst thing I've ever experienced sitting here.
If that's the worst you've ever experienced, then you're doing pretty good, I'm afraid. SEC tournament coming up starting on Wednesday. Let's look at who. All right, South Carolina and Arkansas will kick things off. Now, look, I mean, South Carolina's terrible. Arkansas probably going to win that game, wouldn't you think? I don't know, though. I mean, look, South Carolina, they've been so close in a lot of these games that they've been losing.
You know, what's funny is John Calipari sort of saying the quiet part out loud. He's saying this tournament doesn't mean anything. I mean, he's right. I've been saying that for a while, and now I think – you know what? Look, I know we want to get back to South Carolina and Arkansas, but think about this for a second. Now that the committee is doing the same thing that the football committee is doing, meaning releasing their top 25, but the committee only releases their top 4 seeds, right? They're like 16 seeds, so top 4 for each bracket or whatever. What if the committee said, all right, here's the deal.
What, have they already released them?
They release it like they've been doing it every week for the last few weeks.
Yeah, okay.
What if they just said, okay, here's your top 16 seeds. These 16 teams are in. Win, lose, or draw, the last week, before the conference tournaments. And this may be impossible to do because of timing, but what if they said these 16 teams are in? And we're not going to do a conference tournament anymore. We're going to do if you want to get in the NCAA tournament, you can fight your way in tournament. That's what I would rather see. Look, I think you want to make the SEC tournament fun for South Carolina or Arkansas? Say, okay, instead of Wednesday being, the lowlifes of the conference this year, maybe we say, okay, the top 4 seeds, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, we know they're in. They're not in this tournament now.
I would be fine with that.
And
in fact, that would be good.
And then maybe the SEC could partner with some other conference and maybe.
However, I will caution, just like in baseball, if you take this long a period off, you could come back and it could hurt you.
Sure, you could. It works both ways, right? Auburn's reason a lot of people say for losing last year in the first round was they're tired from the SEC tournament. But we've also seen teams get hot, like UConn got hot. North Carolina State got hot last year, won their tournament, and then went to the Final Four. They had no business being there. They wouldn't have been in the tournament if they hadn't won it. But my point is, if we're going to continue to insist to do these tournaments, and I know that we only insist to do them because they make money, then maybe we should make it okay. In fact, I'd even say let's take South Carolina out of it. If you're the dregs of humanity in your conference, I don't want you in this tournament. Somebody will say, well, that's a Cinderella. You just hate. That's right. The Cinderella sucked all year.
The one time baseball did something that you appreciated, leaving off the last couple of teams in the conference, they've done away with that. They're going to let everybody in there.
Yeah, I know.
Well.
Why do we think that? Again, I have nothing against South Carolina. They have a good program. They went to the Final Four X amount of years ago. I like South Carolina. But we've watched them all year. How many games they win in the SEC? 2? Did they win 2?
I think 2, yeah.
Why on earth should they get to play in a tournament that ends up naming a national champion? Why on earth? It makes no sense. It's dumb.
Well, they're not in that tournament yet.
They're not. I'm saying, why do they even have an opportunity to make it?
Yeah.
Because, see, here's the other thing, that the dirty little secret. We all want to act like everybody's going to the SEC tournament trying to fight so hard. They used to do that. I think very clearly, yeah, when they jump the ball, Auburn and Alabama are going to certainly play hard. But if they lose, they're going to be like, it's cool.
Yeah.
But Arkansas, John Calipari's already said, this tournament's kind of dumb.
Yeah, he never said that when he was at Kentucky.
No, he even said when I was at Kentucky, I didn't like it either. I wish that we had. Why do we have to do this?
Well,
and he's right.
The SEC tournament now is the same way, right?
SEC championship, I agree.
Championship.
And I agree, and I'm fine doing away with it, even though it has created more great memories for me than anything. I love the SEC title game. But now we've devalued the regular season by just saying, okay, regular season, South Carolina, you showed us for 4 months you stink, but you got a weekend to prove you can play for a national championship. That is the dumbest thing on earth, and we keep buying into it. And
I'm fine with doing away with the tournament.
But we won't because of money. But if we could make up the money somewhere, here's the other thing I'll suggest. And you know I'm against this, but I would rather do this than have conference tournaments anymore. Expand the NCAA tournament. Add, I don't know, make it 96 teams and say, we're not doing any more conference tournaments. And here's the deal. If you win your league, you're in. Okay, if we're going to insist on having the Patriot League, whatever the Patriots called, I don't even know, and the Sun Belt and everything else, if we're going to insist that they get involved, that they're involved in this, which I think eventually they won't be when the Big Ten and SEC split apart, it'll be a whole nother animal, but that's another story. But what I would say is, okay, if you win your conference, you're in. Doesn't that make more sense? That if you win the regular season, shouldn't it mean more that Auburn won the regular season this year than whoever wins this stinking SEC tournament? And by the way, if I get an opportunity, I'll go to the SEC tournament because I'm a sucker just like the rest of y'all. I mean, I'm going to be the same sucker that's going to fall for it. But in the end, when we take a step back, I think we can realize it kind of sucks. And everybody can say, well, see, North Carolina State proved that they belonged. No, they proved that they got hot. And they took a bid away from some team that proved it all year that they should be there. And North Carolina State took that bid because of this stupid system. That's what I'm saying.
That is true. All right, let's take another break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs, give Kevin Kill and his crew a call. They will be glad to help you out with all your needs. Sunshine Heating and Air. We appreciate them so much for all their support. Thank you for your support. Bartles and James. Okay.
John Dent asked a question. He said, who's the lowest seeded team to ever win the SEC tournament?
SEC tournament.
Well, and NCAA.
Okay.
But the SEC was Auburn in 85 when Auburn was an 8 seed. Of course, there were only 10 teams in the league then. And they won in overtime over Alabama. I think that game was in Birmingham, but I'm not sure.
But we figured Georgia was technically the lowest seed, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
They got to be below an 8 seed.
I'll have to go back and look. I'll have to go back. They were awful. But then the lowest seeded team to win the NCAA tournament is Villanova in 85. And if you remember, like that team beat Georgetown at Rupp Arena. And there was before the three-point shot. I think it was the year before the three-point shot.
86 was the first.
And the year before, I don't think there was any shot clock.
No, there was not.
And so they just four-cornered Georgetown to death. Thank God. I'll tell you something.
They played about a perfect game.
Yeah.
Almost.
They really did. It was like their field goal percentage.
That's a Patrick Ewing Georgetown team.
Their field goal percentage was outlandish. I mean, something incredible. But Rolly Massimino, that was the head coach. And I remember even some of the players. But that I called the AHSA games a couple weeks ago. We need a shot clock really badly in high school. Badly. I mean, it's just look, some teams don't need it because they move a lot and do their thing without it. We need it, though, man. This four corners junk has got to stop. It's just bad basketball.
They're still doing that in high school?
Some of them were to a degree, trying to slow. And I get trying to slow the game down. That's fine. But if you have to slow the game down that much, maybe you just shouldn't be playing basketball. Maybe basketball ain't your thing. And that's okay, too.
You got what you dealt. I mean, you're playing the hand you dealt. So
not anymore.
You got to do what you got to do.
Not anymore.
Wow.
You go out and recruit, just like every other school does now.
Wow. Is that still? I thought that was still illegal.
Andy, it's a gray area.
That's a big, wide, big, fast.
It's a big, stinking, smelly gray area.
All right, let's get back to the SEC tournament. South Carolina, Arkansas. Who you like? Who you got?
Boy, having said all that about how Calipari's not taking it seriously and whatever, I'll go with Arkansas anyway. I think they're just better.
Texas and Vanderbilt. That's an interesting one.
I like Vandy. I mean, I think Texas had the freshman of the year, Trey Johnson. He's an incredible player. But and Texas was better, I think, earlier in the year. And they could have probably solidified – they could have punched their ticket by beating Oklahoma at home, and Oklahoma beat them on the last day of the regular season.
That is correct. LSU and Mississippi State.
I mean, I think Mississippi State waxes them. I can't believe Mississippi State's on the first day. That is a good team. Now, they screwed up.
That shows you how good the SEC is.
They lost at home, by the way, to Texas, and then they lost on the road to Arkansas, and they should have. I was with a couple of my kids, and we went to walk-ons in Birmingham after I took them to the jump park. And we got there just in time to see Mississippi State missed a shot, get the rebound. Did you see it? Get the rebound. And he went up. I think he rushed it. He probably had another half of a second, which in a jump shot can mean a lot. And he sort of pushed it up there, and it went off the backboard a little early. If he had known, if he had a better internal clock, I think he makes that and they win. I mean, because he was, 2 feet out.
Built this nice, big, beautiful building. That walk-ons is closed in Auburn, by the way.
It didn't work out?
Apparently. Out there on the interstate. Oklahoma and Georgia. This one, I'm taking Georgia in this one.
I'm going to take Georgia, too, because of Asa Newell. And I think now Oklahoma had everything riding on the Texas game, and now they've got that win. I think they can relax a little bit. I think Georgia's in the tournament, too. But, I like Georgia, and then things start to get bad.
Joe Lunardi has Oklahoma as one of the last 4 in right now. So,
yeah.
And Arkansas is getting a bye. Being in the actual tournament, not being in the play-ins. So, Arkansas solidly in. Texas in the first 4 out. So that would mean LSU, South Carolina, and Texas being out of the tournament.
I don't think we'll get 13 teams in. I just don't see that happening. I mean, first of all, they're going to be bid stealers. and I don't know that this will be a bid stealer, but, Troy got a bid last night, and congrats to Troy. But they won't necessarily be a bid stealer because that's a one-bid league probably anyway, but there will be some other bid stealers, and I don't think we'll get 13 teams. I think in the end we'll probably get 11, maybe 12. I'd love to get 12, but I want to get as many as we can. And what I was looking at in the bracketology, if you do get that many teams in, the problem is I was looking at who they had Alabama matching up with. Shoot, Alabama could play an SEC team in the second round.
So could Auburn.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not crazy, and that never used to happen,
No.
So,
I mean, the SEC deserves it this year.
Yeah.
I mean, of any of the years, this is the year that they actually do. You could say it's not an overbid league. I mean, it was that deep. I mean, like you said, Mississippi State's on the first day. Mississippi State's a 10 seed in this tournament. That's a really, really good team. If they played in the ACC this year, they'd be, a 3? A 2?
Yeah, I agree.
A 4 maybe?
Yeah.
All right, let's take one more break. We'll come back, and we'll look at some true false and what's the chances.
Before you do that, before you go to break.
Before I go to break.
Georgia was the last place team in the East that year that we talk about, the tornado year, 2008.
Yeah.
They were the last place team in the East, so they were East 6. That was back when we had divisions. We still only had 12 teams at that time. And so, they probably –
No.
Yeah?
There were 14 teams then, weren't they?
Arkansas and Texas A&M and Missouri didn't come to 2012.
What year was that?
This was 08.
Wow, is it been?
I know. I
can't be right.
Telling you the same thing. I had the same thought. But this is it because Georgia beat Ole Miss 97-95. Then they beat Kentucky by 4. Then they beat Mississippi State by 4, and they beat Arkansas in the championship game 66-57.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts because they had a they had a losing record going into the tournament. They were 13-17 or 13-16, and then they ended up winning 4 games, so 17-17, and then they lose, of course, in the NCAA tournament first round, I think, and so they're 17-17. But Auburn that year was 4-12 along with Georgia, so they both were at the bottom. I don't know who would have won a tiebreaker, but Georgia clearly would have been technically the lowest seeded team to ever win this thing.
Yeah.
And see that again, the definition of a bid stealer. Georgia has no business being in the tournament that year, none. So, but again.
All right, can I take a break now?
No, I don't even want you to. If you're going to cough up another liver, you're not.
I got a liver I got to go cough up. Be sure to join us on the other side of this break.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Luke, true or false?
What's the category?
The category is basketball.
Oh,
category is basketball.
Thought I was caught doing something.
True or false? We're not taking dares here. SEC breaks the record for the most teams in the tournament from a conference. The record is 11.
I'll say they tie it.
No. True or false? They break the record. True or false?
I think it's more likely they get 12 than only 10, so I'll say true.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say.
Right now,
let's count
Arkansas's
them.
in.
Let's count them. Bama, Auburn, Florida,
it's easy to just
Tennessee.
count things that aren't. That's South Carolina.
It's true, but I like doing it today.
Okay.
It sounds better doing it my way.
It's true.
Okay. Then Kentucky.
You should name it.
Now I'm in trouble. Mississippi State, Mississippi.
Every team in
Vandy, that's 8.
Yeah.
And then we got 8.
South Carolina, LSU, and Texas. That's your 3. Get out. Everybody else is in. That'd be 13.
If Arkansas loses,
the bubble teams are Oklahoma and Arkansas.
If Arkansas loses South Carolina, are they in? They were humiliated by South Carolina a few weeks ago.
Who was?
Arkansas.
Yeah.
They had 14
Arkansas's
points
in.
at the half.
Arkansas's in.
You think so?
Yep.
100%?
Yep. Well, I won't say 100%, but it's very – if they lose South Carolina first round, they're out. If they beat South Carolina, they're in. Now, Oklahoma's the one I'd be – if Oklahoma loses to Georgia, are they out?
No, I don't think so.
Probably.
Okay, so you'll say probably. And if that's the case –
I say we get in – we still get in 12.
Okay. Who else would not get in? I don't know who wouldn't get in. I mean,
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is getting in. They've been ranked most of the year. Ole Miss also has some good wins. They beat Alabama and Tennessee. They're getting in.
Yeah. Vandy's good.
Vandy's getting in. Vandy has some.
I don't know who you'd keep out.
Vandy has some good wins. They have some really good wins. I think I think 12's the number. Again, though, it all comes down to, are there bid stealers? Does some Penn State?
It's going to be a lot of bid stealers.
Well, does Penn State work its way through the Big Ten? It's not as many as you think.
But
there doesn't have to be as many as you think.
I think they could get in 13 if they don't. Bid stealers knock out number 13. Is what I'm saying, not number 12.
Well, it depends. Again, if Oklahoma loses in that first round, then okay. A bid stealer definitely would kill Oklahoma. It could kill somebody else. I just don't know who else that would be. Kentucky's 100% in. Obviously we know, we got 4 teams and Texas A&M battling for 1s and 2s. I don't know. I think 12 is probably going to end up being the number unless there's a lot of chaos. And I guess, again, Penn State beat, didn't they go to Wisconsin and beat them the other night?
I don't know.
So, I mean, what if Penn State got hot? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, what if they did?
Yeah.
That's going to take a bit away from some deserving team. And again, deserving is, I'm splitting hairs because there's 68 teams getting in this mother. So.
Well, look, I mean, some of those lower, level conference teams doesn't mean they don't deserve it. I mean, a lot of those teams are like 25-4. I mean, they're
because they
really
played
good teams.
They played 3A
but
schedule.
Yeah, no, I mean they play who they play because they're in that conference. But you only need 5 guys. Basketball's a completely different animal than football.
Agreed. I mean, look, I agree, but I think in the end, what's going to happen, in the not too distant future, the biggest of the boys are going to break away from the smaller boys.
You think that's even going to happen in basketball?
100%. Why in the world do they want to keep splitting up money with smaller teams? I mean, wouldn't the SEC rather say, hey, look, we'd rather get every one of our teams in than let anybody from the Sun Belt in? I mean, that's the SEC's outlook. And again, the SEC commissioner's job is to look out for the SEC.
We keep talking about them breaking away. I ain't seen anybody break away yet.
No, but I mean, again, you're not seeing the forest for the trees because it's coming. And look,
I see it.
Clemson and Florida State.
About it for 4 years.
Hey, they were just talking yesterday. Somebody was on Paul Feinbaum talking about, when this next round of expansion hits because of the settlement of the lawsuit or the dismissal lawsuit, whatever it was, with Clemson and Florida State and the ACC. You won't see Clemson and Florida State necessarily go in the SEC. You may see them go to the Big Ten, and the SEC will try and go after Virginia and North Carolina. And my first thought was, and nobody else said this, was, well, what about Duke? And my answer to myself is probably, they ain't going to make it. Because if you ain't, they're just not going to get in.
Sure they will.
I don't know. I mean, we act like teams have it. Look, at one time, boxing was the greatest sport in the history of America. At one time, Army dominated college football. At one time, Minnesota wasn't a joke. At one time, Nebraska was good in our lifetime.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that.
So, I'm saying that things change, and I don't like it either. I've had a conversation with Brett. Benjamin Russell's getting some folks coming in here, and part of me doesn't like it. Part of me's like, that's the game. That's what you got to do now. Everybody's got to come in, and if you don't try and get people to come to your school and try and, I hate to even use the term recruit because it sounds so nefarious, but if you don't try to persuade folks to come your way, you're going to end up getting left behind.
People to come to your way.
Yeah, and there is a positive in the sense of, you're trying to make that community better, and everybody's always trying to, but what you do, sometimes you take a kid away from another community. And I don't know, long story, I'm just saying all this change is going on in sports, and it's happening so quickly that I don't think our heads are all spinning collectively. So when we say things like, that'll never happen, no, that could happen.
Oh, I agree it could happen. I just hadn't seen it happen. I'm at the point now where I'll believe it when I see it. I keep hearing, and people talk about it, but
when people say believe it when I see it, I think it comes with a negative connotation, almost like, I don't think that's happening, so if it happens, I'll believe it. I think I'm saying I'll believe it when I see it because I can't keep up. Yeah. So it's a difference. Like, I think something incredible is going to happen. And again, I'm not a huge proponent of it. I guess I am in a way.
It's minor league football. That's what it is.
Well, just think about this. Pretty soon, again, Brett and I were talking about this on Saturday.
Look, revenue sharing is going to change everything.
Change everything. Everything. And I was talking to Brett about this. Now, again, I have a friend who's connected with Ole Miss to a degree. He said, if Ole Miss, when did they like storm the court against Tennessee here recently? They had some kind of moment like that against Tennessee recently. I think it was Tennessee. It could have been somebody else. But they tried to stop it, and still I think the question was, are they going to end up being fined? And frankly, I didn't keep up with it, so I'm not sure. I think they were fined, but I'm not 100%. And my buddy was like, he's got some Ole Miss serious connections. He was like, yeah, this is a very bad – Ole Miss – everybody just thinks Ole Miss has $500,000 lying around. He said, we don't. And he said, when revenue sharing comes around and then we got to divvy out even more of the pie to everybody, you hit us with a court storm and we're in a lot of trouble. And part of me is like, yeah, we should do that because nobody should storm the court anymore.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But it's scary to think about how rich we all believe these universities are. And I don't think it's that way at all. Now, Harvard's got a $68 billion endowment or something. Okay, congrats to Harvard. And Alabama's is $1 billion. I think Auburn's is about $1 billion. And so, yeah, they could always reach in there, I guess. But none of them want to reach in there.
No.
Up
against a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hello, this is Little Mo right here with you from DLR Us Auto Sales. At DLR Us, we have multiple sedans and SUVs. Come see us at 33445 US Highway 280, Childersburg, Alabama 35044. Call us at 256-267-3257. Let's make a deal, people. Our down payment is based on $500 down with the approval of credit. We make it happen. We work with you. We got the choice for you, and we make the right deal.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. One more segment in the first hour of tonight's program. It's flying by, Luke. Flying by.
Like
True.
that phlegm coming out of your throat.
True or false? I got it up, though. 6 SEC teams in the Sweet 16.
Ooh.
6 SEC teams.
Well, I mean, you got. I mean, what a tricky question. I mean, you got to see the bracket. I mean, I think Florida, Bama, Auburn, Tennessee make it. I mean, yeah, could they be upset? Of course, you get a bad matchup. Of course.
Somebody's not going to make it out of the first weekend.
One of those 4.
I don't know about those 4.
I mean, there'll be 32 teams that don't make it out of the first weekend. 30,
yeah.
I guess 38 teams? I don't know. No, 34 teams?
Well, if you count the play
something.
I don't know. I don't even count them.
I'll say I'll go
True or
false. I'll think there'll be 5 SEC teams in the Sweet 16, which is a big number. It's more than a quarter of it.
Huge.
It's right at a third.
I would say so. True or false?
You don't have to yell.
Auburn gets the number 1 overall seed.
Well, I mean, if Auburn wins the SEC tournament, I think it's a no-brainer.
Oh yeah.
If Auburn loses Saturday, and assuming Duke runs roughshod over the ACC, I tried to watch some of the ACC tournament today. You know, they put their dregs of humanity up there today. And Virginia Tech and Cal, you talk about a game only a mother could love. It looked like the No Child Left Behind basketball tournament. I've never seen anything like that. It's the worst I've ever seen. I mean, they were back and forth awfulness. Yeah. They went into overtime, like in the, like low 60s. And then it was just rough. There was no time when I go, I wish that guy was on my team or, something like that. It was nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
It was rough. And then, of course, the ACC officials botched horribly a play today that allowed Notre Dame to beat Pittsburgh. So Notre Dame, which is a terrible team, moves on to the next round to play, to be somebody's sacrificial lamb. I assume Duke's going to win their tournament, in bottom line.
I guess.
And so if Duke wins their tournament and Auburn doesn't make it to Sunday, I think Duke gets it. If Auburn makes it to Sunday, even if they lose, I think they'll get it.
Okay.
And I'll go on record to say I think they should get it. Danny Cannell's been on this rant about, well, Duke's got the head-to-head against Auburn, and Duke's got the better conference record, and they blew out their main rival, and Auburn lost at home. And I was like, it's apples and oranges. I mean, the ACC just didn't. I know, growing up, the ACC was the bomb.
No,
they're not.
Not anymore.
They're just not. And so, yeah, I would certainly give
Why do y'all continue to listen and pay attention to Danny Cannell?
It's the same. Somebody asked me the same thing about why do I read Philip Marshall? Because Philip Marshall is he's been Auburn slanted his whole career, and now he works for an Auburn site, and it's even more so. And because I want to just go up to Danny Cannell or Philip sometime and go, why? Why do you do that?
Well, you know why Philip does it, because he works for an Auburn he works for an Auburn site.
Yeah, but again, and Danny does this too, portrays themselves as sort of above the fray. Like Danny Cannell loves to say, whenever you hear somebody say, I'm about to take my blank and blank glasses off, they are about to tell you something very blank and blank colored.
He's got no reason whatsoever to be in any way pro-Florida State.
He's still very. He hates the SEC.
Well, of course he
clearly. And again, he has found a niche because he knows, especially as Southerners.
Hasn't he been fired from every place he's been?
He riles us up pretty good. I don't know if he's been fired, but I listen to him. I don't listen to him as much now in basketball season because they're not as good at the basketball stuff. But he and Dusty Dvorak, I really like Dusty Dvorak, and during the football season they do, and they even during basketball season they talk a lot of football. So I got an hour drive in the morning from Birmingham to Ellick City, and so I listen to them. But it's actually been more, not to get in a political thing, it's been a lot more fun to listen to the news stations. Now, I'll listen to Fox News, I'll listen to MSNBC, I'll listen to all of them, and it's incredible to me. It's sort of like Danny Cannell. Like how one group can see one thing one way.
Not to get political, but I'm going to get political.
But yeah, that is true. That's sort of like that. But that one group can see things one way, and another group see it in a totally different way. And one group makes it sound like it's the best thing that's ever happened. Another group makes it sound like it's the most evilest thing that they've ever heard of. And Danny Cannell's kind of that way. Like, I mean, what he said about Auburn, which is so dumb. I mean, it's so dumb you wonder, I am dumb for listening to this. But he said, you know, Auburn is being sort of bolstered by the SEC hype machine. I'm like, Danny, you know, this whole season, it wasn't like the SEC just sort of floundered through their non-conference. They beat the brakes off of everybody. And when they didn't win, it was by that much. And even the South Carolinas and the Texases and the LSU's had some decent wins.
Yeah.
And then we get in conference, and Carl Ravitch said it best, we were a 500 conference. Because everybody's a 500 conference in conference. But to say that the SEC was bolstered by the hype machine, okay, in football, sometimes that is true. 100%, I can admit it. But we also have earned that. Just like the ACC earned, I would say, some slack leading up to this year. But I think this year, you know, that free ride's done. Yeah. You know, like North Carolina's just not that good.
No, they're not.
Who else? North Carolina State just fired their coach, by the way, that went to the Final Four last year. But that's how bad he was. They were like, you're so bad. You somehow took this team to the Final Four. We don't understand it. We just don't want you here anymore with
it's
that
like
voodoo.
Indiana going to the championship.
Yeah, with a Mike Davis. Yeah.
All right, we got to take another break, but never fear. Hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live is on the way right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Take your pick of a massive selection of brand new GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV featuring safety, technology, and performance, discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy no payments until summertime. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. 256-234-6221. I believe we have a phone call. I got a thumbs up. Yeah.
Where is it?
No phone call.
No, I think what he's saying is now we're on TV for the first time all night.
For the first team, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
the first.
welcome back, then.
If you're joining us for TV, you missed a great first hour.
It's the best first hour we've ever done in the history of this
Partying, strippers, we had it all.
We had it all. Unfortunately, I got thumbs up, didn't know what it meant, but now I do. Luke, true or false? Now, hey, look, you've joined us just in time. Alabama will be a 2 seed.
True. I think Alabama could be a 1. Even if Alabama were to make it to Sunday, I could see a case for Alabama because they would have avenged the loss to Florida. They'd be one of the hotter teams. Look, Alabama's schedule apparently, now that all the dust is set on the regular season, their schedule was the highest in the Kim Palm era. I mean, just something crazy. I mean, so they got a lot going for them. They got some incredible wins. Yeah, they got some losses that sort of stink. I mean, the Ole Miss loss, but that's a team that's always been on the verge of being ranked too. Oregon, but Oregon's probably going to be a 5 seed or 6 seed. I mean, they're not awful, and it was extremely close. The Auburn loss at home, Florida loss at home, sure, but I mean, there's like maybe the 1 and 2 teams in the country. Tennessee on the road in the most unusual of circumstances.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think in the end you can forgive a lot of those. And I think Alabama's going to end up being a 2, though. Look, this Florida team, I'm going to tell you something. They may be the best team in the country.
They may be.
Florida's ridiculously good.
Where do they end up, you think, in the tournament?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what,
let's say they're a 2 seed.
No. I think Florida beats Bama.
No. Let's say Alabama's a 2 seed.
Okay.
Where do they end up?
Oh, well, I think they would not put Alabama in Auburn's bracket. So that one's gone. They wouldn't put Alabama in Florida's bracket. That one's gone. So it'd be Bama and Duke's or probably Houston's bracket. So I would say they'd probably put Alabama with Houston is my guess. That's just what I think. That's where most of them have it. Now, the CBS bracketology has Alabama in Duke's bracket, but I trust that one a little less. I think that's Jerry Palm's, and I trust Jerry Palm is great. He's better, in my opinion, on the football prognostications, and Lenardi's a little better on the bracketology, but that's where I think they would be is in Houston's bracket. And, Houston could end up being the 1 overall seed. I mean, they're hot as a firecracker. What's weird is Alabama and Auburn both beat them.
Yeah.
So.
What's the chances, Luke, spring games go away completely?
I think very good.
Very good.
They just showed a picture of me dressed up as Prince this weekend. It's just a spitting image, wasn't it?
Pretty close. You're about 2 feet too tall.
Well, everybody was, and people had a hard time trying to figure out, because I kind of look like a bi-curious pirate. Right. And everybody was like, oh. And then I got my wife to do the Prince symbol on my cheek, because he is my favorite artist. And, but anywho, and she went as Madonna, so. So, I'm trying to think. What the heck were you asking me?
Spring games go away completely. True.
Oh, I think that's true.
What's the chances?
I think that's true.
What's the chances?
Oh, what's the chances?
100%?
100%. Alabama's already having some modified spring practice that God knows what it's going to be. And it's not going to be televised. I mean, these things are just sort of, I think you're more likely to see.
But isn't it really for the fans?
It is, but if you're a coach now, you're sort of like, hey, we get 15 practices. This is one of them. So why on earth do I just want to have a feel-good party for everybody? And Nebraska's coach said it best. Why do I want to let everybody see, if somebody starts showing out? And now I've heard some other coaches say, hey, you can't keep people under wraps anymore. That may be true to a degree. But if let's say Alabama or there was somebody for Auburn that won MVP of their A-Day for 3 years in a row, right? I can't remember who it is, and he never ended up playing much in the regular season.
Everybody that wins the MVP of spring game never ends up being
That's right.
a really great player.
But my point is that guy was a practice warrior. So, and the practice warriors help make your team better. So maybe some coach would be under some pressure. Let's say, let's call him, Tim Jones. I'm making up a name. Is at Auburn or Alabama. He has a great A-Day game, and somebody for Western Kentucky or Southern Miss called and said, "Look, you are 4th on their depth chart, maybe 5th, and you kick butt in their spring game, but you ain't playing. You know it, and we know it. We can pay you a little more than they're paying you, and you can come here and start
for 1 year.
For 1 year." And then, hey, and guess what? If you kick butt here, let's say you're a true freshman, or let's say you're a sophomore. If you kick butt here, you can leave and go somewhere else, take an even bigger offer the next year. Yeah. And again, that it's horrible to say all that. I feel dirty saying it, but that's not a crazy scenario.
No. That's far more likely guys move up than move down, I guess.
No, far more. You meant the other way around, didn't you?
No, I meant that they move up to a bigger squad if they're coming from a Western Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
But, I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Take your pick of a massive selection of brand new GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV featuring safety, technology, and performance, discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy no payments until summertime. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
We are back here on the Sports Blitz Live program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Andy and Luke here with you, taking you up to 9 o'clock this evening. Doing a little true or false, what's the chances? What's the chances, Luke, an SEC team wins the NCAA tournament? What's the chances?
You know, I want to make it higher. I want to
said 5 in the Sweet 16.
I know. Okay, so then, oof. But there's going to be some upsets in there too.
Sure, there'll be some upsets.
I'll say 20%.
Really?
You think that's low or high?
I think it's a little low, to be honest with you. This go around.
Well,
there's so many opportunities, I think.
But the thing is, you know, there have only been 3 SEC teams ever to win one.
Well, we've had, I think maybe 3 times. Maybe there were half of the Final Four was SEC. I know there was one time I think it was Mississippi State and Florida. Seemed like maybe there was one time there was 3, but maybe
3 SECs. I think there was 3 Big Tens one time, or maybe 3 ACCs.
Maybe they were, but there's been several. I don't think 2 or 3 times there was two of the Final Four were SEC. I'm thinking there could be 3 times this time. 3 SEC teams in the Final Four.
San Antonio ain't ready.
No.
And if one of them was Texas A&M, God, Katie bar the door.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen.
I don't know. Texas A&M can be pretty good.
No. They get bogged down. They
got a little Tennessee in them where they can't shoot sometimes.
Yeah. Tennessee, for all that, when's the last time they get past the Sweet 16?
They don't often.
Pearl was there?
Yeah, they don't often.
I mean, it's the kind of team they are. All right, Luke, what's the chances the Iron Bowl in 2025 features 2 freshman QBs? What's the chances?
15%.
Only 15%.
I think it might for Alabama. I don't think it will for Auburn. I don't think Auburn's going to pay Jackson Arnold what they pay him and let him sit on the bench. That's what I think.
Okay. That's what he thinks.
I mean, you looked at me like there was something else to say. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I'm hearing a lot about Deuce Knight. A lot of people falling in love with Deuce Knight.
I mean, it could. That's why I said it's 15%. I'm not saying it can't.
So who's going to start for Alabama?
I think Keelan Russell ends up starting eventually, yes.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So Keelan Russell starts the beginning of the year or takes over midseason?
I'm going to say Keelan Russell takes over by that point.
Midseason.
Midseason.
Okay.
By the point of the Iron Bowl.
Okay.
That's
what you think.
That's what I think. I mean, Keelan Russell is the highest rated player ever to come to Alabama.
That's saying something too.
I mean, saying something when you've had Bryce Young and Tua Tagovailoa. I mean,
it doesn't really mean anything until you get on the field to play, though.
No, but he's apparently doing. I mean, he's doing pretty well. Now, Alabama's only had 1 week of practice, then they have spring break, and then I guess they'll come back. But
so Alabama's already started spring practice this week.
Last week.
They're on spring break now.
Are we on a front porch or something? You can't just look into the camera and I like French fried taters. What you got to bring something to the table.
I'm trying.
I only shut up every so often. You got to jump in. Those are your moments. That's where Andy shines.
Alabama spring football. I got nothing.
I know you had nothing. But I think that eventually Keelan Russell will win that job.
That could be. I don't know. We'll see. Jackson Arnold. Look, I mean, he played at Oklahoma. He did so. Got benched. He doesn't present a lot. He's probably one of the highest. He may be the highest rated quarterback Auburn's ever signed.
No, Bo Nix definitely higher rated.
Think so? Really?
100%.
Okay.
Deuce Knight was a 4-star on some services.
I said Jackson Arnold.
Oh, Jackson Arnold. Okay, Jackson Arnold, maybe. Maybe he is the highest rated because I think he was the number 1 player for some services.
Okay.
That may be true.
So, but when the rubber meets the road, and I watched him play for Oklahoma, I was not overly impressed.
What do you think about Auburn moving that Baylor game to Friday night?
I mean, Thursday night or Friday night, who cares?
Well, I would rather be Thursday night. I mean, I can tell you right now, speaking for Brett and Andy, who are probably going to be calling a
Brett and Andy?
Brett and Randy. I say it fast, so maybe it just went right by you.
That's what
Brett and Randy calling a BRHS game, I can tell you
I feel sorry for them. They're not me.
I understand. It doesn't bother you, but you might have a scoreboard show to do.
Ooh, no. Let me go ahead and preemptively say, no, that's not going to happen.
Well, I can tell you this: I'm not available that weekend either because that's the first weekend, and we're going to Destin, and then I'm driving over with a buddy to go to the Florida State game.
Okay.
So, man,
somebody's out of luck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a rough
weekend.
weekend.
Well, it doesn't start till 10 o'clock. So, what time?
You'll be able to do it.
We'll see.
You're not going to Waco.
No,
nobody
I'm not
goes
going
to Waco.
Will that be if they already had a time for that game?
I mean, it'll be.
Would it be a 7 o'clock game?
Well, my guess is that could be a Fox game. I would think because that's big. It'll be Big 12, so it'll be Fox will most likely have that one, and ESPN normally on a Friday. They tend to have high school games at least that early in the season. So I'm betting that game is on Fox, and it may be Gus Johnson.
Oh, boy.
And, I like me some Gus Johnson. He gets a little excited. But
a little?
Yeah.
A little.
He's
yeah.
But I enjoy him. I think he's pretty good. I like somebody. You got to bring some flavor to this thing sometimes, you know.
Well, if you're looking for flavor, he's your guy.
He is your guy.
He is a little bit overboard for me.
Yeah.
But he's fine.
But he has also been around for it is funny that most of the games he does end up being pretty good. Maybe he just makes them memorable, and I forget the crappy games he does. Because he did do Bama, Wisconsin last year, and that ended up being a bunch of nothing. In fact, I remember being disappointed because I was so excited to jump around for, Wisconsin, and nobody was left at the deadgum stadium. They also got to quit doing these deadgum games at 11 o'clock.
That's the Big Ten, brother. They're
Well, they did it. No, that's Fox. Fox did it with the Bama, Texas in Austin. And at 11 o'clock, the sun's beating down on you. I could feel my nose melting off my face. And I'm like, why? And this is night game material.
True or no? All right.
True or false, my nose melted.
We'll go ahead and take another break, but we will be back with more right after these important messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Discover great deals on Kawasaki motorcycles, watercraft, side-by-sides, and more. Save big on championship-proving KX motorcycles. Get a great deal on iconic Kawasaki jet ski personal watercraft, or take advantage of big adventure for less with savings on our rugged Terex side-by-sides. There's no better time to save on our exciting lineup of Kawasaki vehicles. Visit Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard today, or see all the Kawasaki products at adamsmotorsports.com, where your pleasure is our business.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. It's getting ridiculous with the SEC. We all know how good the basketball conference was this year. Do you think this was a one-off? Do you think this is a trend that's going to continue until they break away? Or how close are we to that? A year or two?
Well, let's piece it together. I don't think Bruce Pearl's going anywhere in the next 5-6 years. I don't think Nate Oates is going anywhere for a while. I don't know. And Alabama Fun told me yesterday, if y'all don't build him a new arena, he's gone. I can tell you right now, number one, that is not true. Okay. Because he would, if he had that money, he'd say, put it in my NIL fund. Yeah. He'd play.
Bruce Pearl didn't build it.
He'd play in the parking lot at Publix if it meant I could keep all the money from the gym and put it in NIL. I mean, that's the new arena thing is nice. Nobody cares anymore. Just get NIL money. That's all that matters. So I think, I don't think Rick Barnes. I mean, Rick Barnes is older, but I think he's still got 3, 4, 5 more.
Calipari be at Arkansas for next.
Calipari be at Arkansas for a little bit, sure. I think Todd Golden. I mean, look, he's got no reason to leave Florida unless somebody in the NBA comes calling, which. I mean, I guess he could do that, but I think he's in a good spot. Chris Jans at Mississippi State, very good coach. I could see him leaving for a bigger job, maybe even a bigger job within the SEC. Moser at Oklahoma, I think he's in some trouble. I was just going through, and I can't remember the Texas coach's name.
I can't either. Ole Miss guy, Beard, he's good.
Yeah, but he's mentioned for a lot of jobs coming open. Vanderbilt's coach, very, very good. Byington, very, very good.
Does that just show you how sorry a coach Stackhouse was?
Well, I think Stackhouse did supply him with some talent. I don't know how much of his left over. Stackhouse had some talent.
What is that?
But you got to have the horses to be able to win.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, he is completely. I mean, Vanderbilt's all of a sudden a contender.
Well, agreed. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say Stackhouse is a good
winning
coach.
1 in 5 games.
Yeah.
1 to 5 games in the conference.
I'm not trying to say Stackhouse was a good coach. I'm trying to say I think that he did help land them some talent. Like Scottie Pippen's son went there, but Mark Pope at Kentucky. I mean, they're okay, I guess. But they beat Florida early in the year. Then they turn around and lose. They beat Duke, and again, that was early in the year. They lose at home to Auburn for the first time since 1988. Now, I mean, that's a little tricky and wonky because they don't play there every year and all that, I know. But for a long time, they played there every year. So I don't know. I think I think the SEC's probably here to stay, and also the SEC's got the money.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to start. I mean, they're spending it on basketball. I mean, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Let me look up the recruiting rankings next year.
Here was my thought. We see how good the basketball conference is. The baseball conference, Luke, 12 out of the 16 teams are ranked.
Yeah.
11 of the 19 teams, top 19 teams are SEC. 11
it's
of
insane.
the 19.
It's insane.
When you go to softball, 11 of the top 23 are SEC. I mean, at some point you just got to say, come on, man. This is getting ridiculous here.
Now, and I do want to go back to basketball, but I'm looking at the recruiting rankings go back to baseball. For basketball, you got Arkansas at 4, and this is signing classes for this year. So Arkansas at 4, Kentucky at 6, Mississippi State at 12, which is interesting. Bama at 13, and this is by 24/7. Auburn at 16.
This is recruiting rankings?
Yeah. LSU at 19, Georgia at 20, South Carolina at 26, and Florida at 31. Now, Texas A&M 33, Ole Miss 36, Oklahoma 38. I mean, Tennessee 41. And you go, okay, Tennessee 41, what's the big deal? Well, there are 300-something schools playing basketball, 330-something schools playing basketball. 41's not god-awful, and couple in the fact that all those teams that I just mentioned are going to go get somebody gangbusters out of the transfer portal. That Eagle staff kid, Alabama played North Dakota earlier this year. That kid went for like 40-something against Bama, remember? He's in the transfer portal, and every Bama fan I know is like, if you're up there, Superman, please deliver him to us. And then there's another kid at Kennesaw State that's from a Tuscaloosa high school that just won Freshman of the Year, played for Antoine Petway at Kennesaw State, he was just average like 17, 18 points a game as a true freshman. It wouldn't shock me if he got in the portal. I mean, they're going to be portal, and Alabama and Auburn and Kentucky and everybody are going to lose people too. I mean, it's just the way it is. You might lose people to each other.
Yeah,
we've already seen that.
What were you going to say about baseball?
Baseball's ridiculous. I mean, Auburn
you wanted to go back to it.
I said I wanted to go back to it because you were talking about how good it was.
11 of 19 and 12 of 25. That's incredible. I mean,
it's not right.
Yeah, it's not right. And Alabama, look, 16-1.
Yeah, and they lost to Presbyterian Sunday, and it was like they really screwed. They should be undefeated. They're tied with UAB at 3.
And Alabama softball, one of the few teams that did not play an SEC season, start their SEC season. Alabama having an uncharacteristic 19-7, have played a difficult
their schedule's been tough,
but they're still Are they starting to?
I just don't. I mean, they're still a good program. I think they're just top 10 versus top 3. You know, top 12 versus top 3, maybe.
So you think the coach is all right?
I mean, I like him. I like Coach Murphy. I'll tell you, when I went to Wisconsin game, speaking of that, he was up there just to go support the football team, and he was in our hotel, and I got to sit down and talk to him for a while. He's a good dude. I mean, he knows his football too. It wasn't like he was up there like, show me where the pigskin is thrown around fellow youngsters. No, he was like at the game while we made fun of him. We were like, "Ooh, we had much better seats than you did." I mean, we're like, "Ooh, you were in the upper deck." Ooh, coach.
He's in the upper deck?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's in the Alabama section. You know, like they put them way.
Y'all are in the Wisconsin section?
No, we don't. I don't care what section it's in. I want to be in the shade, and if it's hot like that, and that's where we was.
Okay.
And if I don't care if I'll sit with whoever. In fact, I get a kick out of it if we start winning, and they start getting upset. Now, I mean, you don't, needle people to the point of that they get mad at you, but I'm not going to do that.
Surely not.
I'll tell you, look, apropos of nothing, but one of the funniest stories ever is we were at of my traveling to these games. We were at the Georgia game in 2015, raining like heck. The weather was just god awful, and we were just under the upper deck, and there was a family of four, a man, his two very young kids, and his wife. And they were like right where the deck stops. And so like all the extra drippings were just coming on them. I mean, it was just awful. And it was 3-3 after one quarter. And then Derrick Henry scores. And then Alabama. And next thing you know, it's 31-3 at the half. And we're just beating the brakes off this crowd. And they were so hyped up and geeked and thought they were going to get revenge and all this. And then the third quarter, we score on the opening drive, and everybody finally starts clearing out. All the Georgia people with the shoulder pads and the spikes and the makeup's running, and everybody's leaving. And it was basically us and that family. And you could hear the little kids, "Daddy, can we go home now?" And the man, I'll never forget it. The man said, "The players are out there, so we're up here." And I was like, they're legally obligated to be down there. Like, if they just walked out, they don't have a scholarship.
Trust me, guy, they want to lose.
You stay in here. If the roles were reversed, they'd be like, "Get out of here." I mean, I just think that is. I don't make myself sit through bad movies. No. Like if I remember going to see Time Bandits, and like the guy's like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen." Lethal Weapon 4, I got up in the middle of it. This is awful.
Now, Time Bandits, come on, man.
It's a bad movie.
It's not the worst movie you've ever seen.
No, at the time it was. It was a long time ago. Okay. But I've seen worse movies since then, and yeah. But that guy, I just never, and like, you could see his wife like,
"Sit down and be quiet."
His wife was like, "Don't ever tell me again that you want to take the family to the game." She was about to give that speech, because as husbands, we all try to tell our wives, like, "Well, I just thought it'd be something fun for, the family." And then you get there and you act a fool because you're so mad or you're too happy and the kids are scared. You've had too much to drink. It's a bad thing. I'm not saying from personal experience.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm unfamiliar with this scenario, but I knew a family very well, and older couple, and she would always say, when Notre Dame beat Alabama that time, ruined Christmas, just ruined Christmas. All right, we got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound surround TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, with 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs with the best and zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at dunningroofingal.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Just a couple of more segments left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. A lot of merry-go-round in the NFL right now. DK Metcalf going from the
Seahawks.
Yeah, I know. You looked at me like you were. You looked at me crossways. Give me this.
I'm just so happy something didn't fly out of your mouth at me.
Yeah, be careful what comes up. Yeah, he leaves the Seahawks and goes to the to the Steelers. I'm sorry.
He goes to the Steelers, and guess what?
Steelers,
they might get Aaron Rodgers too.
So he's not officially not coming back to the Jets.
Yeah, he's not coming back
because the Jets have got now
the last word.
Justin Fields, right?
Yeah, but the last word was it's either going to be the Giants. Before I left to come over here, was it'll be the Giants or the Steelers, and I think it makes a lot more sense for the Steelers. And let me tell you something. Now the Steelers will have DK Metcalf and George Pickens,
and who? And George, who you just said,
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
That is a
now they lost, but again, this is where I think the Steelers screwed up. They lost Najee Harris, who goes to the Chargers because they said they didn't want to re-sign him. He's had 4,000-yard seasons in the 4 years he's been there. Now it's a little different because 1,000-yard seasons used to mean something. Now, when it was 17 games, it doesn't mean as much.
He seems like a Jim Harbaugh kind of player.
Yeah, he does seem like a Jim Harbaugh kind of player, but he also seems like a Pittsburgh kind of a player.
Yeah, he does.
Like he's not an explosive back necessarily, but he always gets 3 or 4 yards, yeah, I think that would have been – and he's also a good receiver out of the backfield. I would have thought that would have been good for Aaron Rodgers, but it probably just came down to a money thing.
Geno Smith going
to the Raiders.
The Raiders.
I mean, I just feel like that's the most Raiders thing that's ever Raidered. I mean, it's just Geno Smith's pretty good, but I mean, if the Raiders needed to sign probably the worst quarterback in history so they could get another draft pick for next year, they're just not going to get there otherwise.
Yeah. Sam Darnold going
to the Seahawks. Okay. I don't know. Is he better than
regular season?
I think he's better than Geno Smith. I think he's better than Geno Smith.
I agree with that.
I don't know that he's a lot better. I guess they upgraded.
Daniel Jones to the Colts.
Interesting with Anthony Richardson already there, but they want to give him some competition. And Daniel Jones just hadn't been good, but he has been in the league a while, so maybe he can help out.
Who would do? Some of these other ones, I mean, Devontae Adams to the Rams.
That's interesting because the Rams are probably going to lose Cooper Kupp.
Oh, really?
They're going to let him walk, and no telling where he'll go, but I'm assuming the Patriots because they always end up with receivers like him.
It's true. Why do you release Joey Bosa? Not enough money?
It's just got to be a money thing. I mean, I would think. Now, where is Bosa going to go? Do you know?
He doesn't. I mean, I don't think he's gone anywhere yet.
He's a really good player. I like him a lot, but let's see. I know the Bears are spending a lot of money. I know the Commanders have spent some money trying to bolster the line for Daniels.
Yeah,
now, Jonathan Allen just left the Commanders. He's signing with Minnesota.
Good grief.
I know. I mean, it's a lot to keep up with.
It is a lot to keep up with. Who cares?
Who else is, like on your list, who else is big name out there?
Khalil Mack, Ronnie Stanley, and receiver Chris Godwin.
Godwin's staying with Tampa Bay, though, right?
Zach Edge. Do what now?
Isn't Godwin staying with Tampa Bay?
I don't know.
Okay. I thought he was. But
yes, they will stay with their respective teams.
Okay. And, the NFL draft's creeping up on us in April.
Yeah. Josh Sweat. Now, that's a guy.
Now, he signed with Arizona, I think.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just won a Super Bowl, and it's going to go out and get paid. And, I mean, that's why it's so hard to have you look at what Kansas City's done, it's pretty incredible. But as long as you have Patrick Mahomes.
Well, yeah.
You'll be all right.
Surely, Kansas City won't get back to the Super Bowl again.
They could, and don't call me Shirley.
Did they do anything to surround him with any?
I don't know that they've necessarily picked up anybody. I don't think they've made any big moves. Nothing. I haven't kept up with it quite as much as I normally would, just because the college basketball has been, so exciting. But I love NFL free agency, even though I do hate. I mean, I wish that there'd be more people stay with the team the entire time. I think that's so cool. Now that being said, even the folks you think stayed with the team the entire time, when you think Joe Namath, of course you think of the Jets. Well, you forget that he ended his career with the Rams, stinking it up for the most part. Peyton Manning, of course you think the Colts. Well, he did win a Super Bowl with Denver. Yeah. Same thing with Tom Brady. Of course you think Patriots, but he did win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. And it's just, I don't know, it's Brett Favre. People forget he played with the Jets and the Vikings, and I think somebody else. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Aaron Rodgers potentially going to the Vikings too. That'd been nuts because they've got McCaffrey there from Michigan, and he got hurt. So the thinking is, okay, bring a dude in for just one more year, let him get ready. And Aaron Rodgers, good Lord, he's 41. He can't play that much more, can he?
I would think not. But then again, LeBron James, he's going to play till he's 45, I think.
He's going to play till all his kids get a good contract, according to Stephen A. Smith.
Well, his kids ain't going to have a contract long. It's going to be a short contract.
Well, and this is weird. The NBA has been getting killed in the ratings this year. But then Saturday night, it was the Lakers and Celtics. Now, I didn't watch a minute of it, but it apparently was the highest rated NBA game on a non-Christmas day in 15 years or something.
Wow.
For 4 million people.
Who won?
Celtics.
Okay.
I had to look that up.
Yeah. We're going to take one more break. We'll be back and close out the show right after these messages.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dayton. 256-825-4827.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World. '25 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Just a couple more minutes left in tonight's show. Chuck Norris, born yesterday, 85 years old.
God, he's done a lot since yesterday.
85 years old. Chuck Norris, born on this day, 1940. Lone Wolf McQuade, Missing in Action, Silent Rage, Delta Force, and The Octagon.
Think I've only seen Delta Force out of all that. And
you liar.
well,
You have seen-
I'm scared to rank these because you know that Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer, but he never cries.
That's true. You never seen Silent Rage?
No.
Did you not see any of those 80s and late 70s, 80s?
I wasn't a big fan of I was
About
more,
Missing in Action.
I did love some Walker, Texas Ranger.
I don't know if I've ever seen an episode all the way through of Walker, Texas Ranger. I know
He
that's
has to
like
be the only
sacrilege.
karate kicking Texas Ranger.
I would think.
Has to
Except for that black guy that's his partner.
Yeah.
He's a little sidekicker himself. Lone Wolf, you've never seen Lone Wolf McQuade? Wow, good. They whisper a lot in the Octagon.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to hear him coming or
I
something.
don't know what the deal is, but it's
a lot of whispering.
He's always whispering.
Is whisper quiet? Okay.
Delta Force is pretty good.
All right, give you another one because I don't know
Lee
them.
How about Sharon Stone? Born yesterday, 1958.
A lot happened yesterday.
Yeah. Basic Instinct, Above the Law with Steven Seagal. Casino with Robert.
Casino's great. I hated her in that movie. I just hated her character.
I wanted to punch her in the face.
Yeah.
She was not good to Ace.
No, she wasn't good to Ace at all.
Total Recall.
Total Recall was
and
great.
The Quick and the Dead.
She was, people are going to say Basic Instinct, she was best looking in Total Recall. And I think Sharon Stone has gone a little bit.
Yeah, she's crazy.
But
There's no question.
I'll tell you a good story about Basic Instinct.
I've heard it before.
Well, then I'm not going to tell you. How about that?
Go ahead and tell the folks.
I'm not going to tell them. No, that's too late.
His
Ruined
dad.
My dad had never
wanted to go to the movie. Or his mother talked his dad into going to the movie. And
she just keep butchering.
And he said, "Wow, okay, I'll go back with you anytime."
Yeah, after
Go
they
back
saw
the
Basic
next
Instinct.
week and,
I think it was fried green tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's a little different. You don't want to see Kathy Bates do the same interrogation scene.
Of those you like, Quick. How about Quick and the Dead? You seen that?
Quick, yeah, it's good. I'll tell you.
Speaking of Gene Hackman, what in the world? The Hunter virus? What is going on?
Well, and then he had Alzheimer's.
He didn't even know she was dead.
He didn't know she was dead.
What about the dog?
He just thought he finally got some peace and quiet.
I had the dog die in the closet.
The dog starved to death, apparently.
Is that what? Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine 3 worse deaths?
No.
Good luck to the realtor selling that house.
Wow.
By the way, I saw this on the way over. The guy who's on Ghost Hunters, okay? I've never seen the show, but I know the show. His wife was just arrested for trying to hire somebody in prison to contact the hitman to kill him. What are the odds that you are the host of Ghost Hunters and your wife wants to make you a ghost?
Well, yeah. She should. Wow. She's trying to contact the guy in prison.
She was contacting him. They had phone interaction between them in text. And she's like,
was she on the show?
She like one of the questions was, am I bad for doing this instead of wanting a divorce? Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Even the prisoner was like, yes.
It's like Barbara Mandrell. Am I wrong for wanting a man that's married? Yes. Yes, you are. You're a terrible person. All right, that's going to wrap it up. And what a positive note we'll leave you out on.
We didn't rank nothing.
Thank you so much for being with us. He's Luke. I'm Andy. Join us next week, same time, same channel. And you can join me for the Auburn Blitz tomorrow with JJ. Don't go anywhere. Well, I don't care. Go somewhere. We'll talk again soon.
Landowners, farmers, and landscapers, it's time to fall back this fall at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor on Highway 280 in Alex City. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor has the year's best terms on almost all our Mahindra tractors. Now, get up to 84 months of 0% financing on Mahindra 1600 to 4500 series tractors. And package up with all your implement needs. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has 0% financing or up to $1,000 rebates on most 24 Spartan zero-turn mowers. The rates can't fall anymore at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Wintertime in the South is mild compared to other parts of the country, but we still tend to be less active and spend more time indoors. Show your heart some love this winter by getting it checked out at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling.
And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.